Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. By the video title, you know what this video is about. AEW Dynamite review. This is September the 3rd edition of AEW Dynamite. Pretty good show too as well. The show started off crazy. You had a crazy brawl between, it was Gabe Kidd coming out there and calling out on Darby Allin and all of them. Darby Allin came out there swinging and everybody got involved. Of course, you see Willa Yuta, you got the Ops, you got Hook involved as well. Everybody involved going out there, Claudio, Moxley, having a crazy brawl. And then the Gabe Kidd got put to sleep. I guess Darby had some like Clorox or something like that, bleach or something in the towel, put him to sleep, put him in the body bag, and then drug him down the street. So yeah, they crazy. They very crazy like that. Then the first match we seen, of course, was between Mercedes Mone and Alex Windsor. A pretty good match as well like that. Both going at it. I thought at one point Alex Windsor was actually going to win it, but I knew she was going to win it fully because it was like, you know, it's on TV show. Most times you see pay-per-view changes before the title like that. Pay-per-view match be a title change. Sometimes you see, of course, many times on AEW TV as well. But I thought the way it's the show was kind of setting up, like, I don't think Alex would win this match. But then at one point I did actually believe that she might have won this match like that when she got out of that second. What's she call it? The bank statement now? She don't call it the bank statement anymore. What's she call it? Not the money maker. That's the other one. I thought she called the move, the submission she always do. Like that, but she got that the second time. But then eventually she got put into it again, of course, and then she got out of it and got rolled up and lost the match right there. Went for a handshake to show respect to Mercedes. Mercedes gonna flick her off, and she said, "Oh no, I'm not going for that." Swept the legs up, tried to the submission, got kind of poked in the eye, hit in the eye a little bit, pin the submission again, of course, and then you see Riho return. We haven't seen Riho in a while. Riho returned like that, like a child coming out the crowd. I'm like, that's Riho. Riho popping up, doing a double stump. I think Riho is the first AEW Women's Champion, of course. Like that, you know, back in the old days and stuff as well. Like that, so you see Riho. We haven't seen Hikaru Shida in a long time either. It's another person we haven't seen in a while. And I know Serena Deeb was in Ring of Honor doing some stuff like that, but it's a few people we haven't seen in a little while. Britt Baker, still haven't seen her in a long time, so we'll see if she ever pops up. But Riho is back, and now it's official too. Riho will face Mercedes Mone at All Out for the TBS Championship. So that should be a very interesting match. See how that kind of goes. I was hoping it was Alex. I hope Alex and Mercedes Mone's story keeps going, because Alex is a good wrestler. I was really familiar with her before she got to AEW, and I've seen a few of her matches. It was wrestling at Eve. Here and there, but seeing her now in AEW like that more and more, seeing more of her stuff, she's a pretty good wrestler. I feel like that'd be a good thing to finish off like that. So they might keep it going. You never know. You never know what can happen. We also seen, of course, Hook feeling some type of way a little bit, you know, because we know he got Powerhouse Hobbs doing the team after Hook got injured. Hobbs on the team with Shibata and Samoa Joe, and then they became like the Ops. They went out there and won the trio championships, and Hook kind of still had to cry a little bit. And just kind of feel like a little hurt about it. So we'll see how that storyline goes fully. Dan Garcia is going to fight John Moxley on Saturday, Collision. Both the matches they had so far have been good, and there'll be another match, of course, between them. So we'll see how that kind of pans out. And they also said that the Death Riders, they walked by and mentioned to Chris Statlander that they got her back. So we'll see what happens. I feel like next year, All In, like I predicted in the last review I did, it was like not last week, but the week before last. I feel like Chris Statlander versus Willow Nightingale is the way to go for All In next year for the World Championship. I think Willow Nightingale gonna take the righteous road and become there, and Chris Statlander gonna be the champion. I think taking a different road, a dark road approach to finally get that championship that she so desperately wanted, like that, so much like that. So I feel like it'll be like a little path, and then they'll go back down again a little bit, and you'll see Willow Nightingale versus Chris Statlander for the AEW Women's World Championship. That'll be a good match, I think, at All In. All In 26, I'm calling it right now. But we're seeing FCR out there battling against, of course, Cope and Christian. I used to saying that. I keep saying, even since guy in here, I've been calling him Ed, because he's my favorite wrestler. But Cope and Christian, like that. Got them going against each other, of course, with that. They're going to be a match they can have, of course, at All Out. That should be the main event, really, at All Out, I think, because it's going to be, of course, in Toronto, Canada. Like that, then you're going to have, Cope and Christian, FTR, for the first time ever. That should be a main event match. So we'll see what happens with that match. But then the main event of the show, though, well, actually, before we got there, Mark Briscoe versus Lance Archer was a pretty good match. He defeated him. Now he got to fight Kanushi Takeshita on Saturday, which would be a very good match. But at the end of the show, we did see a 4-on-4 match. We're seeing Kenny Omega and Hangman Page team up again. We haven't seen it in a long time. Former tag team champions, of course. Remember that Revolution match they had against the Young Bucks, one of the best tag team matches ever. That one, I like the Golden Lovers versus the Young Bucks as well. That's a good tag team match. FTR versus the Briscoes. Dog collar match. Actually, all of them. But the dog collar match was very good too as well. Usos versus the New Day. Hell in a Cell. I like that match too. So there's a few tag team matches I liked a lot. Like the ones that are like, yeah, I'll watch those yearly like that just to rewatch them. But you know, you see of course. Oh, and what's that match too? People sleep on that match. The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody and Seth Rollins. That was a good tag team match. That was a good match. People sleep on that match a little bit. You go back and watch it. That's a good match. It was a good. That was a good little showing like that. But the rivalry between, of course, like Hangman Page and the whole Don Callis family, a little bit trying to find a way to get the World Championship back to the Don Callis family. And you see Kyle Fletcher out there doing this thing like that. And him and Kenny Omega was going at it. And in the end, Kyle Fletcher did get the pin. You know, he pinned, of course, and got the win for his team. But then after the match, the brawl kept going on and on. And it eventually led to, of course, you know, Don Callis family have the more numbers, of course, coming out there and overpowering them, and the Kenny Omega getting brain buster through a table. Like that, Kenny Omega was dealing with some pain. So maybe that's one way to kind of knock him out. Well, there's one way to take him out fully. A brain buster through a table, more pain. But I guess for him to take a little rest, a little bit to come back, and maybe set up a match between him and Kyle Fletcher in the future. But Kyle Fletcher took him out. He killed Kenny, like South Park. He killed Kenny. So we'll see what happens fully. I think Hangman Page most likely going to be fighting. He's going to be probably Josh Alexander. You know, depending on the location they hit, you know, being in Toronto. I think. And also Josh Alexander and Hangman Page, they have some good chemistry, great chemistry when they was fighting in the Owen Hart Cup tournament. They probably going to be Hangman Page versus Josh Alexander, you know, 1-on-1 for the World Championship, which would be a good match. That'd be nice. Unless Kyle Fletcher is going to fight him for the championship like that. And we'll see what happens. But it's going to be one of those guys. I think most likely Josh Alexander. That'd be a good way to kind of see him fully like that in that type of picture where you're going for the world title. It should be good to see. But that's all I have for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like and subscribe for more content. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Peace out.